Hello and welcome to this edition of China Report. I'm Ren Jun in Beijing. Lucid waters and lush mountains are invaluable assets. This is what China believes on its path to modernization. And harmony between humanity and nature is a significant feature of Chinese modernization.
For many parts of China, going green is becoming a lifestyle. This place might look like a gas station, but it's actually a smart supercharging station for new energy vehicles, or NEVs, the first of its type in China.
智能超充站可以满足20辆车同时充电，实现7、8分钟充电，补电200公里的续航里程。
超充站就像加油站一样方便，现在充电时间短了很多，而且价格远比油价更便宜，还更低碳环保。
这让我更愿意使用新能源汽车了。
By the end of 2022, basic charging services for NEVs will be provided at expressway service areas nationwide as more and more NEVs hit the road. More than 4.56 million NEVs were sold in China in the January-September period, taking nearly a quarter of the share of the country's auto market. China is now the world's largest producer and consumer of new energy vehicles.
Pollution control is a key issue when talking about the harmony between man and nature. China is intensifying its fight in this regard to create a more beautiful and livable environment for its 1.4 billion people.
This is the Liade River, a tributary of the Pearl River in Guangzhou, Guangdong Province. Along the Liade is one of the metropolis' most thriving places. In the past, the river was severely polluted. Things changed after a river management system called River Chief was introduced in 2017.
我们通过定量分析、科学研判、精准施策，找准这个治理的着重点，然后针对摸查出来的管源，逐一去消灭它。
The Liade River has regained vitality since the pollution issue was addressed. Thanks to the nationwide fight against pollution, black and odorous water bodies have been mostly eliminated in urban areas.
When winning the battle against pollution, China keeps on enhancing diversity, stability, and sustainability in its ecosystems. Building a national park system is the biggest highlight of China's nature conservation efforts for the past decade.
Dubbed the Water Tower of China, the Sanjiangyuan area in northwestern Qinghai province contains the headwaters of the Yangtze, Yellow, and Lancang rivers. Today's Sanjiangyuan is known for its lush grass, blue waters, and bountiful wildlife. But years ago, it was a different picture.
In 2016,
China started piloting the Sanjiangyuan National Park. Multiple measures have been taken to improve the environment.
现在的水质也越来越变得好，植物啊、鸟类啊、野生动物的数量也就更多了。
China has established a system with national parks as its mainstay, supported by nature reserves and supplemented by nature parks. The system has protected over 90% of terrestrial ecosystem types and 71% of wild flora and fauna species.
With more and more green footprints, China is working actively and prudently toward the goals of reaching peak carbon emissions and carbon neutrality.
This panda-shaped solar power plant is located in Datong, Shanxi Province, a city once known as China's coal capital. Amid the country's green energy transition, Datong has embarked on a path towards renewable energy development.
大同熊猫电站是一种清洁能源，它没有废弃物啦、废水、废料这种的排放。
Datong is also developing wind and hydrogen energy industrial chains and aims to turn itself into the new energy capital of China. The city is just one example of how Chinese cities are going low carbon. In pursuit of harmonious coexistence between humanity and nature, China has cut its carbon emission intensity by 34.4% over the past 10 years and has pledged to have CO2 emissions peak before 2030 and achieve carbon neutrality before 2060.
Chinese modernization, a key term defining China's journey to rejuvenation, has for the first time been written into a report to the National Congress of the Communist Party of China. Chinese modernization is the modernization of a huge population, of common prosperity for all, of material and cultural ethical advancement, of harmony between humanity and nature, and of peaceful development.
Since the foundation of the PRC in 1949, Chinese people have sought to realize the country's modernization for decades. China made a remarkable success for its modernization and development.
The modernization style is based on homegrown policies and strategies, and effectively using the resources of the country effectively. This kind of modernization style will enable the party and the government to ensure common prosperity for all people.
I believe this is the goal that was set by the party, and I believe it can be accomplished even ahead of schedule, considering the immense development that we have witnessed in the past 10 years.
Saying about modernization is very inspiring because that is a role model for all developing countries. It is not only exciting because a modernized and prosperous China will be a very big, important market for tourism and exports for the world. But it is a very inspiring example for all developing countries. We should learn a lot of lessons from what you are doing in China.
I think modernization is good because it brings about material progress for the people with hopes and aspiration for the people into the future. So I believe the modernization strategy is indeed very, very appropriate, timely, and critical for China, and it is really a shining example for many other countries which are also trying to develop and move into the next era of modernization.
Experts have spoken highly of the significance of China's green development, as the country is making great efforts in achieving harmonious coexistence between humans and nature.
The Chinese style of modernization has a lot of benefits, and we have a lot to learn from the Chinese style of modernization. It strengthens the unity of various ethnic groups, so it has also a great benefit for ensuring coexistence between human being and nature. Within it, we can find a green development strategy in order to ensure sustainable development that would enable us to ensure shared prosperity for all.
Дело в том, что вообще концепция зеленого развития – это одна из самых вообще тяжелых и сложных концепций для любой страны. Она будет давать именно в будущем отдачу, потому что это здоровье людей.